You can download the art seen in the video for free, link in the description. For a movement system that has walking, running, crouching, and crawling, go to the code of your player for your 2D platformer. For the movement left and right, we will create a custom function to handle switching between different speeds. Create a custom function called getPlayerSpeed. Then we do a minus greater than symbol towards a float, because this function will return or equal a float value. That way we can treat this function like a variable, with the difference being that this function updates its value whenever we call it. Inside, we will check if we are pressing the run button, which for this example I'm using UI accept, although feel free to change any of these inputs as you would like. Then I return a speed of 85. We can then check if I'm holding down the crouch input and that I'm on the floor. Then I return a speed of 25. Then in the case we aren't pressing any button, I will return a walking speed of 50. Keep in mind that return will skip all the code below it, which is why we don't write else if or else for these if statements. Also, it is recommended that you put a comment next to the speeds, as these values are magic numbers, which a magic number is a number that doesn't have a name. So to provide that name, instead of using a bunch of variables, we can just put a comment next to it, as we won't be writing this number anywhere else in our script. Now to make the player move horizontally, we will create a variable called inputX, which will equal input.getAxis, with the move left input first, then your input for moving right. Input.getAxis will equal 0, -1, or 1, based on the input being pressed. Then we can simply set the velocity.x to the input.x variable for the direction, then multiplied by the getPlayerSpeed function for the player speed. And because the function is equal to whatever value it returns, this function will always update its value whenever we run this line of code. And if you ever want to add more types of movement, you can just add another if statement for the getPlayerSpeed function. As for animation, we'll do the same as before, creating a custom function called frameAnimation. However, this time it'll equal a string. We will then create a temporary variable for if we are moving, which will equal true or false based on if velocity.x is not equal to 0, meaning that if we are still, this will be false, and if we are moving, then it'll be equal to true. Then for looking left and right, we will check if we are moving, then we set the flip h of our sprite to velocity.x less than 0, meaning flip h will equal true if we are looking to the left, else it'll equal false if we are looking to the right. Then to make this function equal a value, we check if we are not on the floor, then return the name of our jump animation, or the name of the fall animation, based on if velocity.y is less than 0, which would equal true if we are moving upwards, or false if we are moving downwards. Also, keep in mind that these are the names of my animations inside of my animation player node. So to use this sort of function, you need to make sure that these names are the same as the names inside of your animation player node for the respective animations. And because return skips all the code below, we don't need to use an else if or an else statement. So in the case that we are on the floor, then we will first check if we are moving. Then we will do the same as we did inside the getPlayerSpeed function. If we are pressing the run key, then return run. If we are pressing the crouch key, then return crawl, else return walk. And in the case that we aren't moving, then if we are crouching, return crouch, else return idle. Again, keep in mind that these strings are the names of the animations inside my animation player node, so make sure they are spelled correctly and have the same uppercase and lowercase letters, else your animation won't run. Additionally, we make sure to do the looking left and looking right code at the top, as return will skip all the code below, meaning that if we had this code below with our other isMoving code, then if we were in the air, we wouldn't be able to change the look directions due to this return. Then, back inside the physics process function, we can grab our animation player node, call the play function, and pass the frameAnimation function. And because we are using return, the frameAnimation function will update its value every time it gets called. And in the case you want to add another movement type, simply add it here if it's in the air, or here if it's when you're moving, or here if it's when you're not in the air and you're not moving. Now you have a basic system for different movement types, including walking, running, crouching, and crawling, that you can add to any of your 2D platformer Godot games. And don't forget that you can check out the project files link in the description.